And many people across the nation have shared their thoughts on yesterday's shooting. Mallory West spoke to local residents and shares what they have to say.
In the wake of the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump, many opinions from citizens and officials alike have been circulating. Louisiana District 14 State Representative Michael Echols gave his opinion in a recent X statement, saying in part, "I pray he is okay and continues to fight and bring our country back from the lunacy the left has put us in."
I spoke with Monroe residents today, and many feel that politics has divided our nation, and they say due to growing political violence, this is an outcome they were expecting.
Oh, politics? That's the main thing for division, you know? I feel like that sparks division. You got the red and the blue, right versus wrong, the evil versus good, all that.
Some in the community have even decorated their homes and have been seen wearing Trump merchandise to show their support. One local resident even watched the shooting live and is placing the blame on those in charge of keeping the former president safe.
When the fundamentals get overlooked, that building right there, they should have had someone there on the building. There's no excuse for that. And that's fundamental.
But one resident says he wishes we would all just come together as a nation.
So I want to say God bless to the situation as a whole. However, though everybody has their own opinion, Mr. Trump has his own beliefs, and those who were involved had their own beliefs. So I think the world should just get along and be a better place and try to work together.
In Monroe, Mallory West, KNOE 8 News.